Return of the Messiah, the Book of Jesus, Chapter 10, the Teacher of Jesus. Chapter 10, the Teacher of Jesus. This is Artego. I am many things, but in this moment, I speak to you as the Teacher of the Messiah. This is Return of the Messiah, the Book of Jesus, Chapter 10, the Teacher of Jesus. My name is Aknolote. I sit at the right hand of creation, and my primary objective is to teach the teachers. In every pocket of time, there is a being of light to stand forward and bring forth the evolution of humanity. Messiah, Jesus, was no different. He was destined to be a beacon of light, to guide people to their own light and help them discover their unique connection to creation. He was aware of this in his heart. I met Messiah when he was 5 years old. I met him in what would seemingly be a forest. There were beautiful trees that were so tall they looked to melt into the sky. The sunlight peeked through the leaves. There was a gentle breeze that filled the space. In the distance, there was a sound of a waterfall. As I approached him, I spoke first. So I have it written on the paper, typed up, like not necessarily how I've been reading it, but one person speaking at a time. So this is the actual conversation between Yesu and Aknolote during their first physical encounter. It's important for you to know that when Yesu, or Jesus, saw angels, he saw them with his physical eyes. It wasn't just an impression of energy or an understanding of the heart, okay? Aknolote said, "Hello, Messiah." And Jesus said, "Hello." Aknolote says, "Do you know who I am?" Jesus responded, "Yes." Aknolote said, "Do you know why I'm here?" Messiah said, "Yes." And Aknolote asked, "Why?" Messiah said, "To teach me." Aknolote responded, "You are right." When the student is ready, the teacher will come. Messiah was ready. He had a curious mind and an open heart. When assisting a gifted child in their spiritual development, it is beneficial for them to have the most authentic and organic experience possible. Ideals and beliefs were not impressed upon Messiah. He quite literally had a unique experience with creation that was inspired by his true heart and nurtured with love. Your true heart is the epicenter of creation within you, and it is where creation flows through you to sustain your heartbeat. The first lesson I taught Messiah was about the importance of his heart and how his heart knows things that his mind will not understand. He also learned how to translate messages gifted to him from multiple layers of creation. He asked what creation is. I told him that it is everything and nothing at all, because it is what it is. Because it is what it is. You can decide what it is for yourself. Messiah didn't always understand, but he understood from the perspective of his heart, and this was good enough for him. He allowed himself to be moved by his heart when he felt the indication to do so, even if it didn't make logical sense. Right after the first day we met, he went about and started having conversations. He went about and started having conversations with people, and he would allow his heart to speak. Everyone he interacted with loved and honored him. He brought an expression of love and connection everywhere he went. I met with Masai every Sunday and Wednesday from ages 5 to 12. I left and came back when he was 20 years old. After that, I never saw him again in the physical. Over the course of the first 7 years with Masai, I taught him the 4 pillars of oneness: know, trust, love, allow. These pillars, when activated, bring forth an aspect of oneness with self and oneness with creation. Within these pillars, you can access your unique expression of divinity. The pinnacle of the Messiah is to access creation beyond a perspective that is logical. This state of being transcends space and time and grants one with unimaginable gifts and abilities. When Masai was 7 years old, his mother became ill. When he was 10 years old, she passed away. It was within those moments that Masai learned to separate himself from the physical world through meditation. It was meditation that helped Masai to heal from his mother's passing. Later in life, he used the skill to tap into the aspects of himself that held the power of miracles, transformation, and divinity. Meditation. Within your time and space, your world has been consumed with commercialization and colonization. This has made it difficult for humans to comprehend the basic principles of meditation. In its simplest form, meditation is intentional or unintentional focus. Whatever you are giving your focus to, you allow to manifest in your life. What do you focus on that takes away from your quality of life? What do you focus on that breathes new life into your experience? There are many layers of the concept of focus. Here's something you can ask yourself to better identify what you are giving focus to and how it may coincide or contradict with your heart. Is what I'm focused on beneficial to my state of being? Is what I'm focused on taking away from my quality of life? Ask your heart how it makes you feel. If you want to have a deeper and more profound connection with creation, it is essential that you commune with your heart so that you may have a better understanding of who you are. When his mother died, Masai became closer to John. I'm going to use the word Jesus because this is important. I'm going to say the word Jesus now. When his mother died, Masai, Jesus, became closer to John. John taught him many new skills. As Messiah, Jesus, learned from his physical mind, his power and spirit enhanced as well. Not only could he see and communicate with angels in expanded consciousness, he could also see other people's angels and deliver messages on the angel's behalf. By the age of 12, Messiah, Jesus, hadn't experienced much outside of the village where he grew up with the Illyrian people, which also means he had yet to experience what one would call a demon. This is because Messiah, Jesus, operated in a state of being that is on the frequency of joy, love, bliss, divine expression, and demons operate on an energetic expression that is opposite of angels. Light is only light when compared to darkness. Darkness is only darkness when compared to light. The path to oneness is a path to balance. One cannot truly experience balance without the knowledge of light and dark. Messiah, Jesus, was taught how to identify darkness and release darkness without sacrificing the safety and state of being of himself or those he would help along his journey. Messiah had many gifts. He had the gift of sight. He could see visions beyond the sight of his natural eyes. He had the gift of knowing without the need for physical evidence. He possessed the gift of hearing beyond the realm of the physical. He could hear the whispers of the wind and the voices of the angels. He could feel the spirit of man. He was a traveler. Most importantly, he could intentionally enter the spirit world and navigate through it. Before I left him, he asked, what was he to do while I was no longer physically with him? I told him it was time to cultivate his gifts in a way that aligned with the person that he wanted to become. He was also instructed to have fun and continue operating in the spirit of joy, peace, and love and clarity when possible. I left Masai at 12 years old. It is beneficial to know that the bond between teacher and a student rivals that of a parent and its offspring. Masai was still able to connect to me in spirit through energetic entanglement. While I was away, Masai experienced many beautiful moments, as well as some that were not so pleasant. When Masai was 17 years old, John had died. The beauty in that experience was that shortly after, he met a girl around his age. She never mentioned where she was from and never mentioned her name. What she did share was a gift, the gift of release. Messiah, Jesus, took the death of John very hard. One thing he wasn't good at was releasing all the things he internalized. You see, when you internalize your grief, your fears, your frustrations, it builds up inside and creates a massive amount of energetic pressure. The girl taught him to recognize what needed to be let go or released and shout it out loud and let the wind carry it away. It was in that release that Messiah was open to what he needed to be fulfilled. In an instant, through the release, there was healing, clarity, and ascension. This taught Messiah to release what was no longer needed when he felt the pressure start to build from within. You would benefit from releasing as well. Identify what needs to be released and let awareness build in your core. Is this a fucking like instruction manual? Like, I don't even remember this. I do not remember writing this. I do not remember writing this. It feels like I'm literally saying it for the first time. But I know I'm not. Identify what needs to be released and let awareness build in your core. Breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth and vocalize the breath. At the end of each breath, say aloud, I release, I release, I release. After you release, it is most beneficial to fill that empty space with the divine essence of love, peace, clarity, and renewal. In this moment, you are open to receiving exactly what you need to shift into change where growth and expansion can occur. That is the end of chapter 10.